Killer Gaming. My name is VSDA, and today we're going to be looking at the January PSN sales in the PSN store. So what I'm going to be doing is running down the list of games on this PSN sale. I'm going to start with the games that are being released currently right now and their prices. So, for example, new releases. Just Cause 3. Never played the actual series itself, but it's an open world kind of game, pretty much like Far Cry 4, or Mercenaries 2, World in Flames on the, I think it was on the PS3. I played it recently. They updated it. It wasn't originally on the PS2, but it came to the PS3. It's pretty much an open world, blow everything up kind of scenario. I like the gameplay. It's very much open and stuff like that, like Far Cry, but at the same time, it's only a few months away till Far Cry 4 comes out, and I didn't want to play something that's too close to that because I am planning on picking up Far Cry Primal. But it is a game worth picking up, I think, and I will probably pick it up at some point. I don't know, but £35 is a recent game, so you know what I mean. It ain't all bad. Don't know how interesting or big the story is. But I'm not a big fan of the main character, at least that's my general opinion. Alright, I'm not even going to talk about Call of Duty points, because that is not a game, that is DLC packaging. Fallout 4. Big game, a lot of people praised it. I understand what kind of a game it is and stuff like that. Not my type of game personally. I did play Fallout 3 years ago. It was very, very good and interesting, and I was enjoying it. But I was walking slow everywhere to the point where I had a load of spoons in my bag or whatever it was, and I could not move. I was going at 1 mile per hour. It was ridiculous. And then after I solved the game, I found out there was fast travel. But that's a different story. But I won't personally pick it up. But I know it is a very good game, and I would recommend it if you're into open world landscapes and stuff like that. Warframe, I've never played it. It is free, so if you're interested in that, I know a lot of my friends on PSN are playing that. I played it for like 10 minutes and I wasn't really interested in it, but I know it's free to play, so be sure to check that out. Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront. Now this makes me laugh. It was 50 quid, and all the DLC and all that kind of stuff, and now it's £36. In about another month's time that's dropping to 25, you know what I mean? And there's not enough content in it. I called it from day one. There's not enough content in the actual game to keep me busy. After about 3 weeks, I'll be bored shitless, and there's no story mode or campaign. There's nothing to keep me interested or connected with the game, or even worth picking up just for about 7 to 12 hour playthrough of an actual campaign. Even I'm not a massive Star Wars fan in that respect, but I would have been interested to play a game, a story mode to do with Star Wars and stuff like that. So essentially, it's weak content. Everyone has said that, and it's just not enough to keep you there. So I'm not going to recommend you pick this one up. If you are interested in Star Wars and you're a Star Wars fan, then you might want to. But other than that, I won't bother with it. Final Fantasy. I don't know too much about this. I can't really say too much about it, to be honest with you. I love the stories. I love the graphics, but the gameplay to me always kind of sucked. And then, again, that's just my opinion of the actual gameplay. You know what I mean? It's not my type of game, so I won't touch it. I don't know I know there are a lot of Final Fantasies out there, and there's also making a new Final Fantasy who's being made as well. I'm not too sure what the name of that's called just yet. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think no, they're rebooting it. That's it. They're rebooting it, or they were going to make a HD or something or other. And there was some controversy over the past couple of weeks to do with it ain't the actual Final Fantasy that everybody wanted or what they thought they were going to get. It was something different. But yeah, so that's there if you're interested in that. PlayStation 2 games, classics available to download on PS4. Now, if you're nostalgic or just got a bit of spare money, or just love those games to death, then by all means, I even thought about picking up one of these, especially Vice City, because that was a great game. I loved it. The graphics, still be the same and stuff like that. I don't think they've done anything with it, but it can be forgiven for that. At least they got these games on the PS4 if you want to play them for nostalgic reasons specifically. Bloodborne DLC for Old Hunters. Never played the game. It's myself. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks very tough. Not my type of game. Again, an RPG element to it. Reminds me a lot of I can't remember that name. Dark Souls 2, which I had, and man, that pissed me off and upset me. and I just can't play them. They're not my type of games again. So the price for that is 15, 16 quid. Standard for a DLC. I know you get a lot of good quality in that DLC though, so I'm sure it's worth it. Now these are two interesting games. So Trine 3. I played Trine 3, the Artifacts of Power. Now I played Trine 2 when it came out. I think the original was on PC. Trine 2 I got for free on the PSN, and I played it. It was a 2D platformer, and I played it with my friend Chaos, and I was enjoying it. It was a very good game. Could have almost platinumed it. I think that's what we were going for at one point, but for whatever reason we stopped. Hell, I wish this game was free because I don't feel like paying £16 for it. Not that it isn't really worth it, but at the same time, it's like, damn, I'm now kind of enticed to buy it. They seem to have, if you look at that, just that picture alone, they look like they've refined everything with the graphics and the image. You know, I mean, that's just artwork right there. But you know, with all the money they made off that game, but I'm sure it's going to be quite successful with that money reinvested. So I think that's worth picking up eventually for me. Beyond Two Souls, Willem Dafoe, who plays the Doctor, I believe, I can't remember his name. Yeah, just the Doctor, and Ellen Page, who plays the main character. I can't remember her name. Jodie. There you are, Jodie. What a fantastic game! A compelling story. Very, very interesting twists and plot twists, and elements of gameplay. It is mostly story driven. Beautiful locations, brilliant acting. That is key to tell the story of these two characters. I mean, these are really two truly great actors when playing this game. Not on the scale, of course, of well, the acting is world class. Let me just say, first class. There's no doubt about the quality of acting, but I don't think it was as hyped as The Last of Us. You know what I mean? But it has a great element of character and story and depth and characterization, and you will get a damn good story. Now I played this on PS3, and if I hadn't, or first way, I would highly recommend, if you haven't played it, pick this up on PS4. £25. It's a deal. If you haven't played it, if you're very interested, if you like Until Dawn, Heavy Rain a few years back, the same company that made this, Quantum Dream, or Quantic Dream, sorry. I'm just trying to think of a few other games that they had. They made Fahrenheit a few years back on the PS2, which was another fantastic story-driven game as well. Well, I'm not going to go into all the games that are like currently new release, as it were, because there are like 300 and something of them. That is ridiculous, and I'm just here specifically for the January sales. But yeah, just to give you an idea, those are the new ones that are out and up for sale. My thoughts and opinions. Sorry, I've just gone past. Deals and offers, no. Okay, now I'm lost. Oh, here we are. Right, January sales, save up to 60%. Of course, we have Battlefront and stuff like that. So let's go. We've already seen that. So let's start at the top of here. Now I'm going to have some things to say on these games, but at the same time, I don't have a lot to say on everything. So Need for Speed for PS4, the full game, £25. Not personally a racing car driving fan. I'm just not good at them, so they don't really appeal to me. FIFA edition. Now there's two bundles here. £34 for the deluxe edition, or £30 for the. Oh wait, the Super Deluxe edition is £35, and the deluxe edition is £30. I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, I don't use the FIFA Ultimate Team kind of thing, so it don't really bother me anyway. But I would highly recommend that. I play FIFA every day, more or less. Hence, I do the FIFA simulation and stuff like that. Black Ops. Now this is very intriguing. Black Ops 3 has dropped down to £35. I mean, already? Okay. And then you've got Black Ops, the digital deluxe edition for £60. I assume you get the DLC with that as well. Again, another one, Need for Speed Deluxe Edition. Keep coming up with all these different editions for different prices, depending. Whatever. Grand Theft Auto, Shark Cash. This is a in-game store. I think you can buy money, I believe, to play the game. Anyway, that's not hardly deal. That's more or less DLC. Anyway, Grand Theft Auto 5, a full game, £32. Played it on PS3. Kind of annoyed that I did because I think that's what a good game, well worth buying. But because I played it on PS3, I'm really reluctant to pick it up on PS4 because it's a good game, but ultimately the online mode for me particularly got kind of boring after a while. So it didn't long term. It didn't really appeal to me. Mad Max is like an open world game based on the movie. I assume. I think it's based on the movie. I'm not too sure, but it's an open world game, and a lot of people said you just drive around from location to location, and killing hordes of enemies here, there, and ever, and it became quite repetitive and boring. £22. I can't recommend it, and hell, I'm not going to buy it myself, and I'm not really interested anyway. Destiny, The Taken King, digital. Oh, what's this? Destiny, The Taken King, digital collectors, £45. Oh, that just pisses me off right there reading that. I have no idea about The Taken King other than it gives you more story. But again, I haven't played it, so I cannot recommend that. But that's what's going on right now with it. Rocket League, very popular game. A lot of people love this game. I swear I could have had this for free at one point. £10. It's a deal if you've seen gameplay and you like it. It's just football with racing cars, or soccer with racing cars knocking the ball around with cars, I believe. The Witcher, this is interesting. The Witcher 2 Wild Hunt game and expansion pass. Wow, £44. That's pretty good considering the game alone when it came out was 50 alone. And of course you can buy the game standalone for £25. If you're into RPGs and stuff like that, I would highly recommend these. I did play number 2. I would still be playing number 2, but I can't get past the Pacific Boss. I'm playing that on PC with my Nvidia GTX 960 Vibox. You can see the unboxing on my channel if you want to. But I'm playing that, and I got stuck in a boss, and I'm pretty pissed off with that. But this, if you're into that type of game, open world RPG elements, this is the game for you. And if you like Skyrim, in other words, this is the next big thing. And I've no doubt the quality of this game in terms of story and the content itself. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. Now this was quite interesting because I bought this game. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, hence I've just watched all the Hobbit movies, third and final movie. And I played all the other Lord of the Rings games on the PS2, and I picked this up. I knew I wasn't going to pick it up brand new, so I picked it up pre-owned for £20 or something or other a while ago. And it was more like Assassin's Creed open world, going around, and they focused on characters, your character versus certain orcs. They give orcs personalities, and you would go head to head with them. Orcs would get promoted and stuff like that. But ultimately, it became very tedious to me, running around fighting these orcs, fighting those orcs, and I never really come to a conclusion with it. And I just got bored of it myself. It was repetitive, I felt. So ultimately, I dropped that game. But that was just my opinion of it, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't really concern me anymore to play that game. If you are into Lord of the Rings and you are into that type of element of open world, like Mad Max, for example, in the Lord of the Rings universe, then by all means, £15 isn't too bad a price. If you can get it any cheaper than that, then by all means. Now, this is another interesting game. If you look here, Battlefield 4, I played this game, I love this game. All my clan members play it, still play it. Or majority do. I've a few dropped off. And this is when this game came out, or when Hardline came out, rather, the next installment of this game. Battlefield 4 had more content, like just the original game, I believe, than Hardline. Like, it was so weird. Or just what the hell, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna Hardline itself, Battlefield Hardline, based on cops and robbers and stuff like that. It's quite stupid. It's like Battlefield 4, you went with flying jets and going to war and tanks and all this, that, and the other, to basically robbing a bank. And when I played the demo, or beta, I think it's a demo, whatever, after about 40 minutes of playing this, I was already bored. I was like, it's going to be the same thing over and over again, raiding a bank. There's not even so many ways you can do it, and there's not enough variety there. And even if you give me 20 levels, I'm going to get bored at some point of all of that. And I know we ain't going to go anywhere near that unless I pay. So I already pretty much knew that it was already dead in the water. As an experienced gamer, consumer slash customer, whatever, I already know what these games are going to be, and I can tell what their marketing strategy is going to be, or how bored I'm going to be with it and how quick. And pretty much that's what happened. Hardline died off pretty quick, and none out of 109 people on my list, and all of them, like most of them, are my clanmates, and all of them played, or 90% of them played Battlefield 4. About I'd say about 7 people were still playing Hardline up until last month, max, or probably and so essentially they've all dropped off and they've all moved on to other games. So I will not recommend Hardline at all. I was thinking about picking up just for the story because I am interested in the story mode, but ultimately no way. I would not recommend that game. Battlefield 4 I would recommend. I still remember the intriguing characters and in-depth personalities of the great storytelling in the actual story mode, and the online is fantastic as well, and you'll get a hell of a lot more. If you see the price difference, like £8 standard or £9 standard for the game, just call it £18 for all the premium stuff, all the DLC. You'll have a fantastic time with all the maps. So I'm going to recommend Battlefield 4, not Hardline. Oof. Look, they're still trying to ram it down your throat. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, 20. It was £20 when it first came out. 25. I paid for it, no doubt about it. Was it worth 25 for the game I got? No, I was quite disappointed. It was supposed to be a setup for the Phantom Pain, but I am a fanboy, so I bought it, and hence I've got Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain sitting. I got it out for Christmas as well, but it's unopened. I know a lot of you guys have probably played it. I have not, so I'm just gonna complete Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and then start probably on Metal Gear Solid. I did play it a little bit when my friend brought it around, and I already fell in love with it. He didn't need to sell me on this game. I was going to buy it anyway. So yeah, I'd highly all day recommend Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain, no doubt about it. You will love that. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Now this is quite interesting. This game came out on the PS3. Now I didn't buy it. It came free with a PlayStation Plus a few years ago. So I downloaded it, of course, played it. It was Tomb Raider. I was very sketchy because I'm not a big fan of the Tomb Raider gameplay. Of course, they changed the gameplay and made it more interactive and more less. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, not the controls weren't shit anymore. You know what I mean? They weren't rigid. They weren't difficult. They were easy. They were simple. It played almost like an Uncharted, which is really really good. And I know a lot of people compare Tomb Raider with Nathan Drake's Uncharted, but at the same time, my argument is this: is that Tomb Raider was around before Nathan Drake. Okay, I know it's an adventure game, and you could say, well, they're quite similar, but yes, they're similar types of gameplay in that respect. But ultimately, it is a story-based game, but they're two completely different stories. And I highly recommend this, especially I even feel that at that price, I'm happy to even pay for it myself on the PS4 version. If you haven't played it, I recommend picking up Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. And look how cheap that is. That is ridiculous. That's well worth it. I remember them saying, "Oh, we've did this and that with a skin and all this and that, but how have I changed it?" I wouldn't even be concerned with that. You know, it's a better version of a game on PS4 all day, and that price is a steal, especially if you haven't played it. And it gets you set up for, we're waiting for the new Tomb Raider as well to come out when it's not an Xbox One exclusive anymore, which is a pain in the arse. And I feel it's a slap in the face to all the fans of Tomb Raider who, created that company who were Sony people. You know what I mean? And but whatever. That's just my opinion. Drive Club came out. I think I downloaded a demo or something a while ago. Got a trophy, did a trophy video, and that was it. I'm not a racing fan driver. Not a fan of driving games, sorry, as I said before, so I don't really have an opinion on that. But £8, I don't know if there's another one coming out or already out, but if you're interested in that, and that is the latest one, you can't go wrong for £8. If you're into racing, again, Need for Speed, very popular, and you've also got another World Rally Championship game. So there are various racing games out there to give you varied. I mean, again, now I can't, even though I'm not a fan of these games, I'm not going to sit here like an idiot and say, oh, they're all the same, because I know they're not. This is a rally, this is street, I believe, and that, I dare I say, is Professional? I'm not too sure. See, again, that's how much I know, but there you go. So £9 for Need for Speed, 15 complete Ultimate Edition, and £25 for the World Rally Championships. Elder Scrolls Online. Now, this looks interesting. I thought this was new Elder Scrolls games, going to be interesting, but I believe you have to pay a subscription every month. I weren't doing that shit, so I was out of it. Plus, I think it's just like an RPG type of game. So again, it didn't interest me. Goat Simulator. I don't even know what that is. A lot of people have played it. I think some people love it. I just don't get it, and the fact that it's called Goat Simulator, and if you say to me, hey, do you want to buy a game based on a goat, I would still tell you no. So I have no idea what the fuck that's actually about. But £5, hell, go for it if you're interested in maybe some gameplay. J-Star's Victory VS Digital Edition. This sounds like my friend Chaos would play, based on Japan, I suppose. If I click in to the actual game, yeah, I think you get all Japanese like anime things. I think that's the guy from Bleach, Ichigo Kurosaki. Some Street Fighter people in there. I think I can't see all the actual. Yeah, I can't name all of them. And Naruto's in there as well. So yeah, I think it's a fighting game based off those characters, which is quite interesting if you're into that. I'm not a big fighting game, but it looks a fighting game fan either. Now, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, £11, a great game. I played all the rest of them on PS2, PS3, and I would highly recommend Devil May Cry 4, especially for that price. It's a decent game. Devil May Cry, DMC, Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. Now, I played this. This is the next installment after Devil May Cry 4. Here, the character was seen as everyone was asking the question, where's Dante? Dante's the main character. We love Dante, blah blah blah. It turns out that the main character in this was actually him, just a younger version, and everyone didn't like the character, saying he was a dick. That was his personality, and that's one of the reasons that I felt that I did not want to pick this game up. I downloaded this on PSN for free, and I actually thought it's basically the same guy. He's just younger. He's still got that cockiness, that arrogance, and the clever writing about him. Unfortunately, I never got to complete it because I got one of the bosses pissed me off, and I just left it at the end of the day and never went back to it. But these two games I can recommend safely, especially for these prices as well. But also, if you've never played the game, buy 4 and definitely get involved with 4, and you will enjoy 4. And go off your mark off that, and then buy that one if you want to. Shovel Knight, don't really have an opinion on it. I know it came out recently. Madden NFL 16. So Shovel Knight is £8, £26 for Madden NFL 16, the latest one. That's quite cheap. EA Sports Rory McIlroy PGA Tour Golf. I feel sorry for anyone who actually buys that, because that means you're into golf. I'm sorry. Wow. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. There you go. £22. Whatever. Oof. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. If I got that right. Time Travel Edition. I think my friend bought this a while ago. £44. If that's an old game, that there you go. Look, Dragon Ball Z, £44, and then this one, the actual full game itself, is 24. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Again, these are fighting style games based on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Z universe. Popular anime / manga. I never really watched it. I know my friends are really into it, but whatever. So I can't say too much about that game. The Evil Within. Saw a playthrough of this. Great horror game. I mean, if you're into Resident Evil but you've been disappointed with the horror element, and because it'll turn to more action-based games. This really is fucking horror. Gruesome, horrible mystery as well, kind of scenario with lots of blood and gore. And I thought about buying this myself to do a playthrough, but I never got around to it. And I want something a little bit more current, etc. So, I'm playing things I really wanted to play. Pro Evolution Soccer, a few games to do with soccer, football. Played it years ago, didn't like it compared to FIFA. I'm a FIFA fanboy, hence I always promote FIFA, and it will have nothing to do with PES. Konami, of course, are shutting down and doing mobile games and other stuff like that, but they said the two things they are going to be carrying on for projects was Pro Evolution Soccer. Of course, it's a money maker every single year. You can't go wrong with that. Millions around the world buy it. and of course Metal Gear Solid. Thank God, and I only say that because I want Metal Gear to continue. Don't know what they're going to be doing with it long term. The Crew, another racing car game, supposed to be really popular and it's supposed to be coming out, and it never did, and never did. And then all of a sudden it came out, and I don't think many people who I knew actually cared for about it anymore. They said you could be in a group and race, and well, I think that's pretty much any standard. But there was some kind of gimmick about it. I don't remember what it was. It's saying full game there, but how much is it? £16. So if you're into racing, that's going to be a steal at £16. I don't know why I ain't got the price there though. Like, unless I click into it, it's a bit weird. The Crew, the complete Wild Run Complete Edition. I don't know if this is a separate game or it's DLC. I'm not too sure. I have no clue about that actually. That's DLC, I think, for level whatever that is. But yeah, Game of the Year edition of Dragon's Age. Dragon Age, decision making game. I think a role playing type game as well. Very long game, I believe. Not a big fan of it myself. Like I said, I didn't pick it up. It ain't my type of game. I know Chaos, my friend Chaos again, did play it and enjoyed it very much. I'm not sure if they're coming out with another one. I can't really recall. But anyway, £30 depending on Game of the Year edition, and deluxe edition. So £22, just say on average. But for Game of the Year, if you're really into that series, £31. Can't really go wrong there if you're into it. WWE 2K16. Used to be a big wrestling fan many years ago. My favourite wrestler was Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course. Of course, it has been announced that The Rock will return to WrestleMania 32 this week. No, not this week, next month or whatever. I don't know when it is. I've dropped out of wrestling a lot recently, and I stopped buying the wrestling games back in 2005 or 6. I think it was the last one I actually bought. And yeah, but I actually saw a playthrough of this or whatever. It looked kind of interesting. I wanted to play something different. I thought about picking this up. £44. I'm a bit wary of that price to pay that for a game I'm just picking up as a novelty. Hence, I don't know what it's doing going to sell. I mean, maybe it was a straight 50 when it came out, of course, like most games, but that don't seem to have gone down in price. But it is relatively new, I feel. Wolfenstein Old Blood. Now, the original game is pretty good. £10, you can't go wrong with that. It's a shooter game. It's like Call of Duty to a point. I think there is online. I'm not too sure. I never dabbled into it, but the story mode is pretty good. About when the Nazis took over, and from the Nazis' perspective, if they took over and won the war, and how they changed things, etc., etc. Well worth playing. £10, you can't go wrong for a couple of hours. About 6 to 8 hours gameplay. But yeah, really good game. Easy to platinum, or I've been told. I mean, I never went to platinum it. I couldn't be bothered, but I did enjoy the game. For £10 as well. The Old Blood, never played the DLC, or no, it's a standalone game actually, but I never cracked on with that. I borrowed Wolfenstein New Order, but this one, no, I never actually downloaded and played, so I can't really speak for that. But I assume it's the same as that one, essentially, just with a different story. Again, it is a standalone game. Okay, Resident Evil Revelations 2 Deluxe Edition. Now, I bought it for pre-owned for £15 in some store, Game Center, my local game store. So, that brand new isn't a bad thing. £15, you'll probably get cheaper elsewhere or pre-owned. I would recommend paying more or less that price, 15, if you're lazy and can't be bothered to go out. But if you can get it £10 or cheaper, it's not the best Resident Evil game in the world compared to the original series of Resident Evil 5 and 6. Hence, you'll have a lot more fun with 6, by the way. It's a quality game, Resident Evil 6. This is based on Revelations 2. I think, I can't remember what this was supposed to be based on. But they made it. It's not the most scariest of games. It's not that interesting, to be honest with you. It is co-op, couch co-op. You can sit there and play with a friend, which is what me and my friend Chaos did. Well, I don't even think there's an online mode. I'm not even too sure. But it kills a couple of hours. I mean, the replayability, you can switch characters or what have you. But yeah, if you're a Resident Evil fan, you want a Resident Evil game, it will tie you in. Well, it will just keep you occupied for a while. The next Resident Evil game is coming out, by the way, in January. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Resident Evil 7. They're making that. It is Resident Evil 0 in a box set or what have you. It's in my January release schedule. I can't think what the name of it is right now. Tearaway Unfolded. Have no idea. I think I've seen that before being advertised, but I'm not too sure. I can't say anything about it. Same with The Vanishing Ethan Carter at £10. Transformers Devastation, the full game at £16. That looks very childish. I don't really know. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. This is like a Grand Theft Auto, but it hasn't got the open world. Well, it has got open world, but it hasn't got the in-depth like Grand Theft Auto has. Not sure if it's got online either, but what a fantastic story. And this is the way that games, like, I know the Japanese, for example, come out with a lot of games where, like, I don't think it was developed in Japan or whatever, but it's basically a top quality game with great graphics, fantastic storytelling, and the gameplay is like the West gameplay, as it were. And I don't think there's any subtitles, and what I mean is nothing's really in Japanese, and you have to read. It's all in English kind of scenario done from that perspective about a cop who goes undercover. It is a really, really good game, and for £8 on the PS4, you cannot go wrong. If you're into that type of game like GTA, you're gonna love this game. Plants vs Zombies is very popular. I can't say I know the gameplay of it. I'm not too sure. I want to say a 2D platformer, but I don't think it is. I'm not even too sure. So I know it's very popular and a lot of people play it. So my bad on that respect. I know I should have more of a view on that. This one, Oddworld, new and tasty. PS4, a classic on the PlayStation itself. But I don't know why it's unavailable right now. At least at this point, let's click in. Nope, just not available for whatever reason. It is like a platform. I did download it, but I didn't ever complete it. F1 2015, so it's kind of old now. It's probably a 2016 version. £18 again. Sorry if you are going to pick that up, because my god, it means you're into that sport, and I fucking can't stand it. Thief is Assassin's Creed essentially. You're on climbing up walls and stuff like that. This is an older game on the PC originally. £8, £7.19. You can't really go wrong if you're really bored and you want to be like a ninja or what have you, or a thief. You have to steal a jewel or something or other, and you're climbing up the wall. It's like another version of Assassin's Creed, to be honest with you. But at this point, I would recommend buying the actual Assassin's Creed rather than Thief. Sniper Elite 3. This is £13. It's been that kind of price for a while now. Definitely not worth paying full price just on the premise of what it is. £44. No way. It's not worth that. So £13 I think it's got to be a steal all day. And yeah, and again, it's another series. It's interesting when you shoot bullets, you see through the where you hit the person in their jaw, their skull, their knee. So that's its kind of gimmick, but I think it's worth playing, to be honest with you. I've been meaning to pick that up at some point myself. Evolve. Now this is funny. This is hilarious. Again, I saw this game and knew it was gonna not have enough content in it. Online only. And within about 5 months max, it had an equivalent of 2,000 to 5,000 players playing it, I think. Something insane. Not enough monsters, repetitive gameplay, no story mode, and people I knew paid full price for this. And it mind boggles me. I don't care if you've got the money to do it. Why would you support a game that basically fucking hasn't got enough content in it? And it's like bare bones. It doesn't make logical sense. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to recommend this to anyone. But save your money. Buy a film for 90 minutes. At least you'll remember the film more than you will, this game where don't get me wrong, you can play it for hours and hours and hours, but my god, you will be bored quickly. There's not enough content in there to justify buying it. Worms, £4. Battlegrounds. I played it years ago. 2D platform. I don't know if they might have changed the type of gameplay. £4. You ain't gonna cry if you lose £4. It's not really a big sacrifice. Killzone Shadowfall. Played the whole series. Love it. But did not like this game as such. The most fantastic graphics, I will say, is brilliant about this game. But also, I would say there weren't enough cutscenes, and I kind of forgot the story. Like from the old game, I played it like 2 years ago, max. And so, I don't remember things like that. I play hundreds of games every year. Well, not hundreds, but I play loads and loads of games. And I can't remember the story unless it's really, really amazing. And yes, the story was amazing back then, but having a refresher and then all of a sudden throwing in the same kind of story that carries on, really mind fucked me, and the story was quite boring, I felt, all in all. But fantastic gameplay, fantastic graphics, And if you are a fan of the series, they have the online as well. If you're interested in that, I don't know how much that's going now because I haven't played it in 1 or 2 years, but it should be relevant because it's only 2 years old now. The PlayStation 4 Max, Infamous Second Son, a highly again, sorry, for £11, that's quite honest to God steal as well. Just to let you know. Infamous Second Son. This was a higher rated PS4 game coming out. Going to be amazing. Great graphics, and I have no doubt about the quality of graphics and stuff like that. I never played the series. My friend borrowed me this game. Played it. Didn't like it. Just found it kind of frustrating. The enemies and stuff like that. Again, that was my perspective of the game, and I just put it down. Again, it weren't really for me. Open world, walking around in the city. I found, all the powers quite boring, or if not boring, just annoying as hell. I didn't like the gameplay itself. Then again, that was just me. Also, you can get the DLC as well, First Light, for £5. Wow, I think it's a standalone. Oh no, it's a standalone actually. It's not DLC. Metro 2033 Redux. This is an older game, I think, and they made another one. I'm not sure if they remade this or just, poured it over. I'm not too sure. I ain't got the price there actually. £8. It's a big game. I will give it that. It's probably a big game, or fairly a post-apocalyptic world, I believe you're in. Rayman Legends, old school game. Haven't not much to say on that, to be honest with you. At £10. Injustice. Now this game I got for free, and I did absolutely love it. I completed it, and it is a fighting game, and I'm not even a fighting game person. But I gave it a go, and it was actually pretty good. The Joker in it, Batgirl, Batman, and pretty funny as well. The actual writing was pretty clever, and yeah, I would highly recommend this. How much is that actually? It's got purchase there. Damn, it hasn't actually given me the price. But yeah, I would recommend that game. I'm sure a lot of you got it for free on the PSN, like I did. Monopoly, wow! Plus, I have nothing else to say about that game. It's Monopoly. The idea of playing it online, I can only imagine, would bore the shit out of me. EA Sports NHL 2016, £25. Another sports game to do with hockey. Not into hockey. Oh man, this will be interesting. I've just seen this for the first time myself. Lego Jurassic World. Ah, oh, fuck. I don't want to pay £35 for it, man. If that was £15, that'd be well worth it. I think this game takes you through all the Jurassic Park movies through the games, from Jurassic Park 1 straight to Trilogy Pack 1. What's this? Jurassic Park Trilogy Pack contains classic franchise characters, Lex and Tim Murray. Shit. Well, look, the price ain't bad in terms of these DLC packs and what have you. Look, 79p, £1. No one cares about that. But man, so I would definitely recommend this game. I know it's £35, but you can get it any cheaper than that elsewhere. I would highly recommend that. I have just watched all the Jurassic Park movies. I'm about to watch Jurassic World tomorrow. So yeah, man, I'm annoyed that ain't cheaper, to be honest with you. Oh well. Astro Breed, I think that's a £5. I think it's a, what's it call it? JRPG, like a Japanese version of an RPG game. I can't speak too much about it because I have no clue what the type of game it is. I'm not going to play with trailers and stuff like that because I don't want to get copyrighted or some shit going to happen to me. Knack, one of the first games on the PS4, £11. Good for kids, you could say, and that's about it. It's actually a very intriguing, good initiative game, or like imaginative. I can't even speak these. I'm running out of like fluid here to speak. Basically, my mouth's getting dry. Basically, it's like a platformer. I think my friend, I think, platinumed it. I could have platinumed it. It was kind of like, all the collectibles and stuff were rotational though. Kind of like tough to find everything that you needed, but a very fun game. The fun factor of this game is very high. Like I'd say, out of 10, I'm gonna say a good 8. You know what I mean? I have no doubt about it. Especially if you've got kids, then I highly recommend picking up this game. The character's fun. The art style is simple but beautiful. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. The Walking Dead Season 2 I've already got. Would highly recommend this game all day long, especially if you're into role-playing games where you make decisions and good characters and telling the story of The Walking Dead, etc., etc. I paid £15 for this. I think it's about £15, so I've got no problem with that. I would highly recommend that. Sherlock Holmes, I have no idea what type of game that is. £10. The Walking Dead, the complete first season, that is what I might buy that. £6.50. My only frustration is I played the second season, which I got free, and not the first. So I'm kind of annoyed at it. It's like going back on myself, but I don't know. £6. I almost, I'm kind of whatever. I'm annoyed at that, but yeah, that's cheap. So I'd recommend Walking Dead season 1 and season 2. Murdered Soul Suspect. Good game, tons of collectibles. Actually, it is a very good game. I've never had an actual game before where the bad guy or the enemy was human, but this guy was legitimately like a madman. Like you were actually facing a serial killer, a nutter, like just insane fucking monster, tough guy, brute. I mean, remember this guy's like just normal human being like you and me, but he's a killer and is actually quite frightening in many respects. And I found that compelling. Consider a typical monster, a demon from hell. There's of course there's supernatural elements to it by you being a ghost and you having to solve your own murder. But it is a fantastic game, and at £7, I highly recommend it. It is quite easy to platinum if you can be bothered to go around collecting all the collectibles. I didn't, and that's my own fault, which I should have. But I just get so lazy. Dishonored, Definitive Edition, £12, not a bad game. I personally didn't go back to it. I got it for free on the PSN. I think I want to say it's an open world, but I don't know. I'm not too sure what type of game that is actually. I can't really give you an idea of what that game is. I don't know. Watch the gameplay is what I recommend you do. Valiant Hearts, a simple game. I downloaded it on PSN. Very good game. The Great War tells a great story. Simple 2D platformer, or like a platformer, 2D game. Intriguing, very well done, and I'm sure it won awards. I'm sure it did. It was a beautiful game at the end of the day. Again, Monopoly, Jesus Christ! I'm trying to fucking give me that shit. I'm not paying £12 for that. Pure Pool. Again, the fact that you're into pool, I feel sorry for you. £8. The Escapist. Don't know anything about it, so I can't really comment. The Wolf Among Us, £7 or £8. Again, these are experimental games at my point of view. Hotline Miami. Heard about this game, £2.50. Can't go wrong with that if you're... I don't know what type of game it is, to be honest with you, so again, I can't comment. The Ride, a motorbike racing game, which is quite interesting. But it's racing, type of game, but at the same time, it is motorbikes, so that might find it more entertaining. I don't know. Hotline Miami 2, the wrong number. So there's 1 and 2 there, £6. So that's going to cost you £8 for 2 games. You'll get a good amount of content out of that. Fun. Saints Row, re-elected, £8. Saints Row was originally quite a good game. I never played it, but I saw the gameplay. Open world, silly, fun, and I don't think you can go wrong. It's like a GTA, just a stupid version of it for £8, and then the next one, the DLC, I believe. I know it's a standalone game. I really thought that was DLC, but they said no, it's actually a full game in itself, separate. So Saints Row Get Out of Hell. I think not a lot of people like that, but I know the original game did quite well. Tour de France, not my type of game. Jesus Christ, the shit they come out with. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. This was supposed to be a very popular game or a series, but this wasn't a very good game apparently. A lot of people complained about it. They had a lot of problems, so I'm not surprised it's £20. MotoGP 15, an older game, £25. I'm sure there's a newer version out there anyway. I don't recommend getting the older version. Lara Croft, again a fan of the Tomb Raider game, but I think these are simpler games. These are like platformers, dare I say. I'm not too sure, but the price is right in terms of that if you're really into Lara Croft. But I personally will not be picking that up. Prototype. Now this is quite interesting because this is a full story here. Look, Prototype 1, 2, and I assume, and that's the bundle. No, the third game, in theory. So I don't know. I wasn't into Prototype at all. It was a PS3 game originally, I think, but it's come on PS4 now. If you're into it, I don't know. I'm not going to recommend it though at this point because I don't know. It weren't my type of game. Bloodbound 2. I have no idea what that is. £20. Grand Ages Medieval, again, don't know what that is. Darksiders 2, very popular game, or 1 or 2 people I think know played that, but I don't really know the gameplay elements of it. to comment on the actual game. Okay, Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. Am I reading that right? Sounds perverted, a Japanese type of game, no doubt about it. Yes, it is. Sounds perverted as fuck, but whatever, there you go. If you're into it, you're into it. Oh, God. I wonder if Chaos knows about that. Broken Sword 5, I think. Now, this might be the Serpent's Curse. £12. Looks like a puzzle type of game. If you look at it, look very simplistic. Ugh. I'm not going to play with trailer again, don't want to get copyrighted. Axeman Verge, not too sure what that is. Looks like a platformer. Hands of Fate. Well, that's £9, first of all, Axeman Verge. And this is £5. Again, I don't know what that is, so I'm not too sure. King's Quest Season Pass at £16. Iron Bread, £6. This is a game about you being a bit of bread and going around the kitchen, from what I saw of the gameplay. Like, what the fuck are people thinking? And people bought that. That's what amazes me. Gauntlet Slayer Edition, you can get this free with the PSN up until January, because it's December now, so they're taking that off in January, just to let you know if you haven't got it. King's Quest, the complete collection, at £20. Don't know too much about it. The Awesome Max Edition. What the hell is that? I can't even read that. Trials Fusion, the Awesome Max Edition. Titan Souls. Looks like a 2D platformer. £5. Broken Age. Broken Age, I heard, is a good game. I'm not. It's getting a PS4, PS Vita as well. I'm not too sure, but £8. Not a bad price. My God, I get sleepy as hell now. Omega Gauntlet, £15-16. That's a PS4 game, Japanese art style, and of course Japanese gameplay. I can only assume like Final Fantasy. Rugby 2015, Jesus Christ, £22. The old game, by the way, is probably a new one out there. Toy Soldiers War Chest, a very unusual game, £6.50. Nothing much going on there. Jackbox Party Pack 2 at £12. Looks like some kind of card game. Oh my God. Toys. Okay, with chest. N++. That looks really. That sounds really fucking awful. Legendary Heroes Pack. Again, Toy Soldiers. That is. Armelia. I'm not too sure what type of game that is. Looks interesting with interesting characters and all the rest of it. I assume it's like an adventure game. I don't know. Deadpool, a funny game, funny character. The movie's coming out soon, 2016-17. No, I think it's 16. I heard it's a funny game with, clever writing and stuff like that. Get it cheap now. I don't know if that's not the actual price, is it? I don't know. I might be able to buy even a physical copy for that kind of price. The Talios Principle Deluxe Edition, £16. Godzilla Digital Edition. Oh my God, £16. This game is a piece of shit. I did see reviews of it, and it was garbage. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. It was outrageously stupid, and I would not recommend that game one bit. Motorcycle Club, just the name of it, £8. Overlord Fellowship of Evil. Overlord was like a famous game. I remember seeing it here and there. It looks quite fun just based on that screenshot. But dare I say, is it like League of Legends or something like that? I don't even know. I'm not too sure. I can't comment because I haven't really played it. Super Mega Baseball. Well, that tells you right there what it is. It's baseball. Why would you pick that up? Pumped BMX. There's a lot of sports games that I never knew existed, but at the same time, I wouldn't be going out and buying them anyway. The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. Okay. The Legend of K Anniversary, £10. By the way, the Book of Unwritten Tales is £10 as well. Handball. This is actually a popular game in real life, if you've never heard of it. The rules are somewhat complicated. I had to learn about it when I was doing my BTEC level 2 and 3 and what have you. But I didn't know there was a computer game out of it. That's insane. £31? My God, I wouldn't pay that. Hasbro Family Fun Pack. Not sure what that is. £15. £5 for Velocity. The art style looks very cartoonish. PS4, PS Vita game. £5. I'm not going to say it's a steal, but if it's popular as I think it is, if you check out the gameplay and stuff like that. Flockers on the PS4, £4, whatever that is. You're not gonna, you're not gonna go wrong with £4. Hatfo Boyfriend. It looks like two pigeons. What? The pigeons are dating? I didn't know it was that complicated between pigeons. Who knew? My god. That's fucking weird. LA Cops. What the hell is this? Oh. Oh, I can't even comment on that, but it looks garbage. Whatever, probably an indie game. And Antonio Blade, PS4 game, £5. A Japanese JRPG, is it? Or something like that. Outplash, PSN game, £5. And finally, Beyond the Eyes. Oh, and Switch as well, Galaxy Ultra. £3, and of course, Beyond the Eyes is £5. So, that concludes the PSN sale for January. This will be going on all January, I assume. But remember, guys, whatever you do see here, always check to get the physical copy elsewhere. Just price check elsewhere, like Amazon being the most famous one. Now, this PSN, I should have said, is in the UK store. I'm not too sure if the USA differs. It might do, it might not. Prices will vary as well. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It is the first of its kind. What I'm doing, I hope, and it's the best I can do rather than sit in front of a camera, rather than just reading out something too. It's kind of boring. I can actually show you. You know, I can run down the list that is legit. You know, it's legit. You can see it. You can, you can access it yourself. And I'll give you a bit of an intake about my perspective on some of the games. I hope I tried to cover a lot of the games and give you an honest opinion about them. I know there's a lot of games out there that I haven't played that I cannot comment on, and I won't. And to be fair to you, I will not comment on those games. But if you are interested in any of the games that I have said or look interesting to you, just look back on the video, check the names of those games, and check out the gameplay. Check out the reviews. Or mostly just to play for it. Just find somebody who's doing the playthrough of it and see the gameplay, because you can look at an advert and that will give you, oh, it looks amazing. But just because that looks amazing doesn't mean that you're going to be doing that for 20 hours. You know what I mean? You don't want to be grinding on something and playing a game for 20 hours and you're like, I fucking hate this gameplay because it sucks and you don't want to play it. You're going to waste your money that way and you don't want that. So yeah, just remember, guys, to price check elsewhere, because it's always better to have a physical copy because it takes up less memory of your PlayStation 4 or PC or, Xbox One, whatever you've got, or whatever platform you are going to buy. So yeah, price check, get that physical copy, check out gameplay. But yeah, and most importantly, guys, I would like you to like, share, comment, and subscribe about what games you wish was on there, or what games you would recommend to pick up real cheap. I'm a bit surprised Until Dawn weren't on there. At that point, I didn't see it on this list, unfortunately, but I would recommend that as a cheap game to play for a few hours. And yeah, that's about it. Or follow me on Killer Gaming 01 on Twitter, and the link in the description will be in the description below, along with my Facebook. Facebook, you can find me more there, because I can write more stuff and update about what's going on, what I'm uploading and stuff. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and please share it to spread the word about this. We've got a full month of this, and I found personally a few games. Let me know in the comment section about what games you found interesting in this long list. I don't know how long this video's even gone on for, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.